So I was thinking last night about a few different things, and I've made a video like this before, but it's been a while, and I just want to sort of keep updates and everything. Just acknowledge different things about myself and my perception of things and how I work, and also acknowledge just be grateful and celebrate the things that make my life easier, and also acknowledge different issues that different people have and everything. So I've spoken about things just about the ultimate me experience in this existence, this plane of existence. I feel like the ultimate thing for me would be to have bottom surgery and to have no facial hair and everything. And it's interesting. There's obviously yin and yang, different sides to things, and beyond that, the most cozy thing would be to live in a place where it's like I am matching my body. I'm in a place, or like just a soul. I'm just free, like it matches exactly who I am and everything. And below that, a little notch below that would at least be to live in a world where I am a female soul in a male body. I have that, not so much dysphoria, just like that feeling that's been there my whole life and everything. And, I still have that and I still have a male body. That would, but I live in a place where there's not bigotry, there's not war, there's not nuclear weapons, there are no nuclear weapons, there's no need for anything, like any sort of, there's no police, there's no, but for that to happen there would have to be no hate crime and no, shootings and things. Welcome to the United States. But yeah, we live in a fucked up place and everything. um but like with who I am at the same time, I've got it so easy because even with my gender identity, again, I put he back in my pronouns, not because that's what I want, because like my soul, who I feel, this is me, that's female. Some people would argue the soul is genderless, and I would think that would be really weird considering so many people feel so, they express themselves so intensely with their body and everything. It's that'd be very interesting. I've heard people of different religions say that. It's like, really? Then is who you are a combination, a hybrid of, it's like you feel like you're genderless because that's your soul, but because you're in this body, you feel like that's just what you are. It's so cool and everything. Things are my with different things. Uh, People calling me delusional or whatever. It's like it's very interesting because like nobody has the answers. We're all confused. We're all just like grasping at this place and everything. Be like, what is happening? You don't have the answers to the big questions. You don't understand what makes. You don't understand consciousness as a whole. None of us do. Let alone my identity. What makes me me? Whether or not my soul is any. Nobody knows if there's an afterlife. Um, if there's a cycle of birth and rebirth, or like death and then rebirth and then finally the nirvana or whatever, or whether or not there's a heaven, or whether or not, we don't have the answers. We don't know shit. You can't. I'm agnostic, but there are some weird things going on, obviously. And I think it's very interesting when people would just be like, well, my Messiah, my God is the answer. And, you know, that's so much more likely than you being a female soul in a male body. It's like, I don't see, why that would be so much more likely or anything. Just because it's like tradition, just because it's accepted and everything. We all feel different things. We've just got to think outside the box and really just. But I am more than just. I'm agnostic, but I'm very open minded and I acknowledge that there are strange questions and everything. I think a good amount of people, I don't know about most people, but I've heard in my family we have different things, and like it's not just apophenia, it's not just delusion and psychosis. That can exist. There can be dissociation and a detachment from reality, but the reality is, this reality is so fathomless in so many ways. There have been times where the images in my dreams appear in reality later. Reality again, you question things. There are super bright people that question whether or not we're in a simulation. There are super bright people that are like, well, I'm super into the sciences, but I also acknowledge spirituality can be very attached to the sciences. We don't have the answers. It's amazing. It's scary and mysterious, but it keeps us. This place is interesting. Like, I get, like, there are all sorts of things that can leave us down in the dumps and everything, but at the end of the day, like, it's not so boring here, really. We don't know what's going on, so, like, I just urge people to be like, be your full fucking self, but also, you know, allow the freedom for other people to be their full selves and everything. People that aren't mindfully being dicks and everything deserve to be happy and express themselves freely. And there's just a lot of this narrow-minded, nasty, like, I don't know, just detached feeling where people, I don't know if it's like a part of just being an animal where you have to just get beyond that primal, like, oh, the outsider, the pariah, they're not like us, we have to protect ourselves because they're different or whatever. There's probably some sort of like natural, but you've got to get past that. We've got to evolve, and not literally. We've just got to be human soul spirit about it and be like really empathetic, considerate, and everything, and be like, well, that's unnecessary. That's there are certain that you've got to learn to have empathy and consider the different aspects of things and everything. But yeah, I do have it so easy in different ways and everything. I acknowledge that. Again, like I said, I've put he back in my pronouns and stuff. Part of that is sort of just my attempt to be like, well, you're not gonna get the best of me. And like, even though it makes more sense, like really like who I truly am, like the proper whatever, it's interesting because so much of me is I'm so very expressive in it. I feel it's very important to have these, like pansexual, autistic, and vegan, and all these things that like really is like this is important to share. But with the gender identity thing, it's kind of, I'm going to always be like, well, this is my true self and everything. But the way you want to label it, it doesn't really matter. And even the way like technically, yeah, the proper terms, I would be transgender, but like no matter what term it is, it doesn't seem right because trans, I'm not across anything. I'm not like, I mean, yeah, like the body that I have is not the soul that I have, but it's like the body that I have isn't me anyway. And I have so much fun dressing up and doing different things and everything. I think, the proper term would be, it just sounds sort of funny, but like, a trans woman that is sometimes tomboyish and everything. But you know what? If sometimes I'm dressing up and I'm like, feel more like I embrace that dude facet or whatever, yeah, that doesn't mean that that's what I'm attached with. There are going to be fluctuations and everything. And yeah, again, throughout my whole life, at the end of the day and everything, I'm there. I'm like this, laying down, just like getting back into that spot where my true intuition is like, well, I know better than that, and I know what my soul is and everything. But yeah, whatever people want to say, it's like some people can say that that's really sticking up for yourself by, making sure that everyone respects your pronouns and everything. But with me, it's like I do like the feeling. If somebody does it on purpose, it's like, so what? Your words are just mere words. Like, this place is fucking crazy, dude. You think like saying that I'm a dude because I have these chromosomes is like anything important? Like, holy fucking shit. Do you get this? You don't get yourself. You don't get how this place operates, where this place ends. None of us do. So, like, it doesn't matter. None of this fucking matters. I'm gonna be happy. And again, yeah, it is interesting having that combination of like trying to be like, I'm gonna be happy regardless. But yeah, it's like this body, it isn't, for so long it's been like, what is this? This isn't right. This isn't, no, this isn't me. What, this is, there was something like else. There was a place I belonged to or something. But yeah, uh, shit, what was I gonna say? Oh, fuck. I lost my track. Fuck. God damn it. I had like this place I was gonna go and everything. But yeah, with different things again. Yeah, it'd be cool to have bottom surgery and to have no facial hair and have it be a little bit more chill, even though people would still, know that I have a dude body and everything. It's not so much about that. Yes, we all acknowledge we have this view of like how am I perceived and everything, but it's about me. It's about how I feel. It's not. Yeah, I want to be attractive to certain people and everything, and it's interesting. It can make things. I'm sure it decreases the likelihood of things because I am more. I think chicks are really cool, and I usually am more attached in that way and everything. I'm pansexual, but more often I feel in line with the feminine things, and I feel, an attraction there and everything. One of my few remaining friends, a good friend that lives a little bit nearby and stuff. Yeah, even like I remember that memory with him. One of the few people I told many years ago, just being, he's like, "You're gay, right?" And I was like, "Well, actually, I sort of think of myself as more lesbian than gay man." That was before I knew the term transgender. I didn't know this existed. I knew there were transvestites. I know there were people that dressed up and everything, but I didn't know this was an option. It would have been cool to know throughout youth and everything. Even though, like, again, I'm cool with whatever. I'm going to embrace this place and the mystery and everything. But yeah, I think the ultimate me thing in this existence would be to have had the transition, even though it's not changing who I am. It's just sort of making this place a little bit more cozy or whatever. Again. But I'm gonna be cool with it regardless. And sometimes, again, being, I like both forms of sex. I don't need any of it. And of course, if I had bottom surgery, I wouldn't be a top anymore in any ways. I don't, I'm a sexual person. I'm not asexual, but it's not so important. There are some, like, again, like I said, I'd rather hold hands with someone walking and everything and just, or like spoon or just whatever. I haven't had that much sex and everything. I think it's really cool, and I do, because I have these parts and everything. I've had many dreams where I'm playing with my clit and everything. It's like that seems to be like, it's like, wasn't there a time? I don't know. Interesting. But yeah, because I have this body, obviously I've had times it's interesting. I've embraced this side of me and everything. It's not so much dysphoria, so much of that. I have times where it's like, yeah, I jerk off and everything, or both forms. But I still think without that part of me, it would be, that'd be more cozy. But again, I don't think it's ever gonna happen because I don't even want the like transition part of it. If I could just snap my fingers and I just nothing down here, no facial hair and everything, I would do it. I don't want to be still have the male body but not have it operate correctly. I don't want to just take hormones at the beginning. It's like I want like the real deal or nothing, and that's not how things work. You have to have the therapy and have these questions and go for a long time. And it's like I don't want to have a dick and still want to use it, but like it's just I'm getting sexual dysfunction because of the yeah, the hormones and everything. Different things. It's just you've got to acknowledge, yeah, like cis women go through a lot of things and everything. So that's another thing to acknowledge, just to remember, yeah, there are things that I won't even understand, even though there may be, you just have to have the empathy for people like yourself and people outside of you and everything, and recognize there's so much to things and everything, and just really think about how people are feeling love.